Okay, folks, so here we are. Every time I say this, you know I'm talking about Doc, right? I miss you, Doc. We'll be home soon. I also want to say a big regards to our Huno, our high priest Huno. We want to say thank you. Thank you to Nana AJ, all the elders. James, is it James? JM TVGH. How you guys doing? And all the followers of Nofialaga. My high, great, powerful teacher, and also to the community members. I see you guys, listen, I love you, you know that. And also every single person, all our elders, all our toboys, all our leaders, all our high priests, all our comforts, all our powerful people. We say a big thank you to the powers of the air, powers of the earth, powers of the water, powers of the fire dimensions. Odumankuma, trading upon Kwame Papa, Sasea Mami, Mau, Yahweh. All the powerful energies, we say thank you for always granting us audience and giving us the ability to even show up and have this kind of conversations that we do have. I don't want to waste time. Today we're going to go straight into African spirituality, redefining the Eurocentric concept of God. Like I said, my teacher is making me use script for the first time. You know, I don't use script, so. African spirituality, I have a problem with it. Because to me, the energies are neither African or Asian or any of that. So energy is energy, spirit is spirit. Spirituality is spirituality. So every time we said African spirituality, we sort of limit, to me, that's me, we sort of limit it to its potency, because the word African is given to us by these Europeans. So we don't go back subjecting ourselves to the very things they use to manipulate and program us.
I agree. I agree with you 1000%. But then, if you look at how the system or how the system have been packaged to us, sometimes in our awakening process, we try to put a little differentiation, or we need to differentiate between
the ways of our fathers, the way we do it,
and all that. But you know, as I keep saying, as the awakening continues, all the right words will come to you know to its rightful place. But you know, within the awakening process, it's bound to happen. So African spirituality, when we say African spirituality, sometimes there may be someone who is listening to us for the first time
to identify with Africa.
Okay. But those who are awakening already who know that those names means nothing to us that have reached certain level. So, and even with the African spirituality, we use that term most of the time is because of the Eurocentric concept of God that have
which brings me to the next thing I was going to redefining. Why? What do you mean by saying redefining the Eurocentric concept of God?
Yes, for years the European concept of God have rendered the black man or the African powerless. And we think their concept of God is what has been from creation. But when you go deep, you realize that what have been packaged to us as the concept of God has nothing to do with the Creator. You understand? Has nothing to do with the Creator or with the universe or with the energies.
The concept of God that they have.
They have. It has nothing to do, or what has been packaged for us as the concept of God has nothing to do, especially their monotheistic concept of God that try to project that that kind of universal concept of God, one God that has been. But if you go deep into history, you realize that in the ancient past, every nation or every people were having their own God. And people were identified based upon their language, the kind of God they worship or they practice. Actually, we need to also look at the word worship.
Exactly.
And practice. I choose to use the word practice so that we can get things right.
It's not a worship.
It's not worship. Worship is what have been packaged for us. When they say they want to worship, worship is associated with idol. The European concept of idol, or the Greco-Roman mythology of gods. That is their concept. So they do worship all those things. But we practice. The energy said, thou shalt not kill. So we make sure we don't do that.
Before we go on, I still want to go back to the worship. And the funny thing is that this is why our languages are beautiful. I don't know if you want to say worship in your language, but in Akan language, it say esum morosumu. So a woman can say morosum mira. I'm worshiping my husband, which is not the idolization of the husband, but actually rendering service as a wife to the husband, literally taking care of the wife. Say morosumura.
The same thing applies to us too. Subo. We practice it. We don't worship.
Exactly. So when the wife is supposed to worship the husband, the wife is not going to stand there and raise their hands and throw their hands in the air and stuff like that. The wife is only going to cook for the husband, take care of the husband, make sure the family. So it's the practice, it's the daily life of the wife that becomes a worship.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're saying.
Yes. So I choose to use the word practice, which is more
perfect,
authentic than what have been packaged.
More pragmatic.
Exactly. So every nation then have their own concept of creator, the universe, and the cosmology. But with the coming of European so-called civilization, we've come to adopt certain practices that has nothing to do with our ancient or our ways of life.
When we say civilization, it's not like our fathers were not civilized, but it was a defeated mindset bringing onto us.
That I say in court. Yes. So exactly. So as I said earlier on, every nation has their own concept of God, or let's say the creator, the universe, and the cosmology. And over the years, people were known, or in the past, people were known by their what? Through their nation, or their language, their spirituality, and everything. That's why when you go to the Bible, you see the Palestinians, they will tell you the Palestinians, they have their own God. The Hebrews or the Hamuao also have their own God. But among all of them, the most powerful and the most supreme of all is the God of thunder, lightning, and fire. He is above all the other energies.
Let me play a devil's advocate on that,
yes.
Right? So we'll come back to them imposing their concept of a God to us and making us go, or making us have an understanding according to their interpretation. We'll come back to that. But I have a little issue with that. And the energies, I adore every single one of them. But if you come back to understanding of what creation is and the fact that the Creator created everything to be in its might, then the concept of a thing becoming, or an energy or an essence becoming more significant or more superior or more dominant than the other still falls under the Eurocentric way of thought process. In the sense that when you think about the energies, this is my little knowledge. To me, you cannot say, okay, because we have the God of tender lightning and all the fire and all that. We have the energy for the sun. We have the energy for the moon. We have the energy. We have all these energies. We have the earth itself as an energy.
The water.
The waters as an energy.
We breathe.
So to me, for an individual to think, okay, this is the most dominant force of all the energies, it's still we succumbing our ways to how the Europeans think, always coming into a place and thinking that this something, they are better, they are this, they are. So it comes back to prejudice, it comes back to identity, and it comes back to being, the word is skipping me. The point I'm trying to make is that, to me, all the energies are equally significant and equally powerful. Per an individual's experience, it will tell us that, okay, this energy is this and that energy is that. Because if you haven't experienced the moon to the fullest, you would think the God of Tender is the most dominant and powerful force. I don't know. I mean, just...
Well, I agree to some extent,
yeah,
what you just said. But then, when you go deep into it, in our previous lesson, yes, these Europeans came here, sent spies for decades to understudy our spirituality and our way of life. And in their process of trying to program us, they fuse in certain things that you need to reach certain level of spirituality to understand, like yourself. Yes, among all the energies that is on this earth, these energies are on this earth as let's say the Almighty, that's the supreme energy, put all these energies also on this earth to serve as problem-solving system for us as a people. So when we say in the Ever language, when you say vo, do, vo means freedom, do means a town, a country, or a place. So it's a problem-solving system. Now, in every year, these energies do go on pilgrimage. So sometimes in our Khan tradition, sometimes when you go to a holy place, they say "Nanan momo to kwai."
Yeah.
Or they Yeah. And these things happen between May, June, and July there. So when you read the book of Job, aka Job, chapter 1, verse 6, and he said, and the heavenly beings or the angels went to the Almighty to present themselves to the Creator. It's not like they've gone there to just go and salute the energy, but they've gone there to account for their stewardship.
Totally agree.
On this earth. What they did, how they did, then renew their energy and come back. So you who is in charge of this energy here on earth, if you are not doing or practicing rightly before the energies come, or when they come, you can see that the head of this energy has joined the ancestors. The head of this energy has joined the ancestors, because you, when they went there, you who is in charge did not do your homework well. And now when these energies are going, you who is the head, like the Huno, who is in charge, like Toboko, who is in charge of these energies, you're supposed to you're supposed to fast, you're supposed to remain holy. You have to stay away from sex, practically until they come back. And you have to continue, you have to do what they call fasting. But that is not total fasting like the way others did.
That's not starvation.
No, that's not starvation, like the way they do this thing. So this concept of this 30 days period is what the Muslims adopted. So that is why you see them, when it is that time, close to that time, they also do their 30-day, 1 month fasting.
So fasting is not about, it's not coming from the religious set.
No.
This is something that our fathers
practice. This is something purely part of our traditional or a part of our spirituality and our energy. So it's not something the religious folks copied it from our energies.
Sorry to cut you.
Yes.
Let me bring, so back to what we were saying about the discriminatory thought to think that, oh, this energy is dominant to the other energy. So you're basically saying the same point that I was saying, that we compare the experience of a particular group of people to a particular energy. That group of people begin to revere that particular energy as the most dominant force. Look, one of the easiest things that I do to people when people bring up this conversation is that let's look at water, right? In as much as we say the tender God is the most dominant force of all the gods, or all the energies, right? Let's look at water. If water decides to show up, and you know what I mean, my brother, if water decides to show up, who would be able to stand in its way?
Nobody.
you get what I'm saying?
Nobody. And I get
that's the point.
And you see, each energy don't stand alone.
No.
Each energy is not an island on its own. They all work together. So like,
because
when it comes to the water, let me say there are 4 elements that makes up all this energy. The land,
the earth,
air,
water,
the water
fire.
and fire.
And guess what? The 5th one, which people don't even speak about, or people don't even say anything about, is the ether. The energy that holds it all together, that binds it all together. This one energy that people don't even know to even give reverence to.
True.
Right? So imagine, we talk about fire, we talk about fire is to which lightning and all these energies come out, right? We talk about water, we talk about earth, we talk about air, which is everywhere in the same place at the same time, which the Bible copied and say omniscience of God, because air is everywhere. But ether is the energy that holds all of them together. That's a God that holds all, and this God is never hardly spoken about.
I will say probably it's been spoken about, but it's in our different languages. We all have it in a different way.
Maybe.
Yeah. But that is way.
Exactly.
Like the way you put it, there's one that holds
all the energies
together. And that is what we call HU. And people, that is HU. And in the Asian past, let me say in the Asian Kemet.
Oh, you're messing with me because you're bringing up the subject of who.
Yes.
And I will say why you're messing with me.
Why?
No, because who? HU.
HU. So,
guess how they managed to spell human. Who? Man, Human, being. The who that has become a man, but is also a being. That's the definition of a human being. Who is both spirit, physical, and at the same time an energy, a being. Human, who? Man, being.
You've already settled it. So let's go on. Let's go on. So you can see, that is Hunto and Huno. That is the universal supreme energy.
So that's what the English call ether.
Exactly. And that is what holds all this energy.
Wow.
That is why we describe it as the supreme universal energy. And this is whom all these energies go and account to. In the ancient past, when spirituality was in its highest level in common, those who were in charge, or those who can communicate with this whom have a specific name in the Evepilo language. The male initiate, or the male huno, or the male who is in charge of this, it was known in the ancient past as what? No.
What does that mean?
That is the priest of
Listen, we are redefining the Eurocentric concept of God. Just this thing you've just broken down alone shut down the whole monotheism of a God, or monotheistic nature of a God being a single unit, because you just said no energy stands by itself and becomes an island.
And that is true. That is true. So a female, like for instance, Mama, when we went there.
Oh, guys.
You understand? It's what they call,
somebody missed, and we're not even going to say that place, guys. That place.
That is the sorry, that is the house of powers. So the female who is in charge, because I already in other previous discussions I made you to understand that in all this there's a duality to all this. So the female who is or priestess who is in charge of this is called she.
Who's she?
So you can see that.
So the who no is the masculine?
Exactly.
Who's she?
Is the feminine. So you see, in our spirituality, in our energies, we don't discriminate against women or the feminine energies.
Oh, so that whole concept that made it look like in our ways the women are suppressed and the women are kept in the backgrounds and the women are only kept in the kitchens whilst the men sit. That is wrong. That is false.
Wrong. That is purely Christian doctrine.
Oh.
And this translated into the creation story where God created Adam and even forgot about the woman. The guy was playing chaskele in the bush and then realized that I'm lonely before God.
Oh.
Was like, hey,
I forgot to create the woman.
How can it? Well, meanwhile,
he didn't forget to create the female version of an ant. See how tiny an ant is.
But ant has his own partner.
But
the man. So
that's supposed to be the image of the energies.
So you can see where discrimination against women started from.
Not from our ways.
Not from our spirituality. We acknowledge, in fact, the most powerful energies around have been headed by a woman.
Say it again, my brother. Say it again. Say that again.
The most powerful energy in Avadaniba is being headed by a woman.
By a woman?
Yes, and this woman...
with mighty men surrounding her.
Surrounding her as a counsel.
So the woman is sitting in the highest seat of power.
See, at that level, we see her to
it's hard in here. It's hard in here.
We see her to even be above Queen Elizabeth. Because she has the power to change whatever she wants to.
Not just in this physical reality, but in the multi-dimension, in the multi-universe.
I'm telling you.
She has the power to control whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
Oh, my.
I think yesterday you saw her.
No, I'm listen.
You have hundreds of people.
Listen. And somebody, okay, I'm throwing people under the bus. But listen, and her prayers alone Guys.
She's the only one who can go before that energy and send your supplications, your prayers, your everything before.
Talk about that energy. Who went there? Wait. Drum roll. Let's know who is one of the most powerful, famous faces of the land that actually went to this same energy that is spearheaded by a woman for, I won't break down the details, to be able to become, I won't break down the details. Do you have any idea who I'm talking about?
I'm trying hard.
He literally became the first
Oh, man, this guy got me.
No.
Listen, let truth be told. You see, there are a lot of things, or there are a lot of untold stories. They said until the lion, or into the, what is the story? They said until the lion, or what do you call it, comes to, until the hunter comes to tell you the story from the bush.
Until the lion comes to tell, the hunter is always there.
Yes, the hunter story is always taken. You see, what people don't know, and this is the hard truth, that our former, or let's say our first president
had to,
before the independence of this country, went to the Almighty, Dogby Zagada, in Nogoko.
to ask for what?
To ask for assistance for independence.
For the
this
nation Ghana. Guys, listen.
Now,
the reason why we gained our independence in the first place, you know,
because of this supreme energy.
You know why I'm passionate about this statement and I wanted you to make it?
Yes.
Because people keep asking questions like, why did the gods not intervene when these people came to our shores to enslave us? Only to find out it's actually the gods that showed up to ensure that we gain independence in the first place.
Nkrumah came to Nogoko.
Oh, man.
There are physical evidence there.
Oh, I saw them.
To prove that Nkrumah was there.
Yeah.
Now, the most striking part is that the logo of CPP.
Hey.
The white cock.
Hey.
When you get to the Holy Temple, the white cock is in front of there. That is what he used as the logo of the CPP party. So
you are speaking some codes. You are giving people some codes, some apport, as we will say it in our language, because if some people do their homework, we don't do politics. If some people do their homework and do what must be done, the possibility of these people sitting in the seat of government, oh, we have the secret codes, guys.
So it's left up to them. We are speaking here, we are speaking to them in parables.
In parables.
You
wow.
understand? So,
headed by a woman. That's the part that excites me.
Exactly. So, our powerful energy there is headed by a woman. And this is the place where our first president went to seek energy. So somebody is sitting there and is saying that, what did our energies do for us when these people? Well, until you go to them for assistance and acknowledge that they are powerful, they have that power to help you to get what you want, trust me, they'll also watch you.
When you go to them and inquire.
That is it. You have to go. And that is exactly what he did.
If you don't go, they're not paying attention to you?
No. That is why I said we need to redefine the egocentric concept of God.
So it means if I literally want to do anything and I go to the energy, I mean, of course, not do the things the energies don't want us to do. But if I go to the energies and I ask for their assistance to do something nobody has ever done, they're going to show up?
Why not? Because you acknowledge them and you trust them for results. For you just making that move, trust me, they will play their part. But make sure that
you also
honor your part.
Just as somebody did not honor their part, went ahead to get entangled with a butterfly. Meanwhile, you are a lion. You entangled yourself with the butterfly. Now, all of a sudden, some people have a coup on you and take you over. Now, I'm speaking in parables again because...
Yes, you see, it got to a point where people were calling that man names. And they were saying he was having stuff in his room and stuff and that. You know, you see, the problem with us as a people or with black people is we condemn things that we don't understand. Instead of taking time to investigate, to do more research about that. But because we've been programmed, we are quick to condemn what we don't understand. And that has been the downfall of us as a people. Now, look at the Indians. The land of India and all this, our ancestors migrated to all those places. And the snake energy.
Oh, da.
Da. Voodoo da. When our ancestors were living
da.
Asia, what is now known as the Indian continent, they left Buddha. Then Voodoo da is what they call as what? Shiva.
And Buddha is what is the
respect.
Oh, but you know, even in the Akan language, Bu means respect. Boadie, Boadie, Bu adie, Buddha.
You see, that is why it is said that honor your parents and respect the energies. And your life, you may live long on the land.
I'm reading something here in let's say we are even just on the first paragraph, guys. And when you look up to the sky and see the sun, the moon, and the stars,
yes,
all the heavenly array, so it's not just them, all the heavenly array, do not be enticed into bowing down to them and worshiping the things the Lord your God has apportioned to all the nations under heaven. This diffuses a whole lot of stuff. But let me hold on to that. When you read this, what comes to your mind? And this, by the way, Deuteronomy 4:19, New International Version.
Yes.
What comes to mind?
My brother, you've already explained.
No, I didn't even say anything.
You've already explained.
I just read it. They say, and when you look up to the sky and see the sun, the moon, and the stars, and all the heavenly array, do not be enticed into bowing to them.
Now, you see, the translations also have really, instead of practice, that's why I say there have been a lot of additions and subtractions to some of these things. But to be honest with all our viewers, in the ancient past, or as I said earlier on, all the nations were having their own energies.
That is what I was trying so hard not for you to. You see, and then that has been appointed to the nations.
Who appointed it? Himself.
Not a nation.
To the nations.
To the nations. The Creator created all these energies for the nations.
Very clear, loud and clear.
So one nation cannot rise up and say, this nation have no idea what they're doing.
King Leopold admitted that in his mouth.
Don't you think you're going to Africa to teach them anything? They know.
So they should have the courage to admit
that they know these things.
So we know everything before they came.
So before any nation rose up, there was already an appointed energy in the place, waiting for the nation to come up. Oh,
See,
man.
the sad aspect is that excuse me to say, our brothers in the Christendom, they hold the Bible, they read the Bible, but because of we've been programmed, they don't take it upon themselves to do more research in that aspect. But there are so many things. See, I can confidently say about 70% of the Old Testament is our history. This is not European history. This is not Ashkenazi history. They are all covered. We, as our ancestors who wrote this Asian rapport, when they put the divination down, whatever drops or whatever information they have, they write it down.
You were telling me about that.
Yes, in the papyrus scroll. They didn't, this thing, our ancestors.
And you're even telling me about the tablet, and you're supposed to take me there.
Yes.
How they wrote the documents, the findings, how they wrote everything that the divination brought up on these tablets.
And this is what they corrupted. It is still being practiced. You see, what the world don't know, that when Moses, according to the European version, but as I say, we are, how do you call it? We are redefining the Eurocentric concept of things, and we are putting things in its rightful perspective. Now, Moses never conjured any tablet from the skies, or never downloaded any tablet from the skies. This is still being practiced in Kliko.
Wait, say it again. Moses never conjured anything from the sky.
There's no Moses never.
This is the whole foundation of the Ashkenazi Jews.
Yes, Moses never, and I'm saying it emphatically, that Moses never conjured or downloaded any tablet from the heavens.
My brother, you put in the 10 Commandments to race. Listen, you're causing somebody's job. You got to slow down. You are literally saying there was not a single thing like a 10 Commandment that came on tablets down to Moses?
No, there was nothing like that. Now let me just break it down.
What were they writing on the tablets then?
Every year, from in the ancient past, every year, Hamuao, that is the chosen priesthood nation, go to the divine forest. And then the divine forest was named Sana. Sa means Ukra. Na. And that has been corrupted to Mount Sinai.
Oh.
It's Na. That is how the divine forest was called. So when
wait, before you come to Senna, sorry I cut in again. Can we do something if we could, because at the end we are teaching our people to come up, right? Can we refrain from using the word chosen people?
Well,
that goes back to them. We are not those people.
Okay.
So Senna.
So the priesthood nation, let me put it that way.
Yeah, because when we say that the Creator appointed these energy for all the nations, then there's no chosen nation. There was a nation who were full of a lot of priests and were in tune spiritually, and this nation happens to be the land, settled in the land that we're sitting on. Because the minute we go chosen, that we are being discriminatory again, then we are trying to say, and this is what brings the disparity between our people.
No, I'm not trying to separate anyone from anyone, but let the truth be told. Everyone was created, or everyone is created by the Creator. But there was a particular group of people who was specifically chosen to be let me put it this way, royal priesthood, who have the ability to control all, not one, energy.
Yeah, but that is still, get this, that is still the biblical
aspect,
the
story,
biblical tongue.
Okay.
You know why I say that? Because I travel to a lot of villages.
Okay.
Right? And I'll still use your mother as an example.
Yes.
And whenever people showed up, it didn't matter where you were coming from. The most important thing was that a visitor has come to visit, and we must give the person a place to sleep, right? And we must give the person food to eat and all of that, take care of the person. Now, in the community, we had those that were doing this, and those that were doing that, and those that were doing that. And we have the group of people that were fishermen, people that were farmers, people that were this, people that were this. This is how we moved along the coast to settle in the West African regions, right?
I agree with you.
So there were a particular group that were more in tune with spiritual ways, which all of us know in this nation. You know, when you come to Ghana, when it comes, we talk about spiritual, you know the places that you have to go, right?
Agreed.
But it's just that let's try as much as possible to take the biblical terminologies from our tongue.
Well, I understand where you are coming from.
You get what I'm saying?
Where you are coming from.
Yeah. So, Senna.
So, when it's time for a yearly Thanksgiving, the high priest, they go to the holy place. That is
not Sinai, not Mount Sinai.
No.
Senna.
Senna. They go there.
Se means your cry. You mentioned cry in
Kla.
So in Ever is Kla. In Akan is cry. The same people. Right, continue, sir.
So there is a procession from where the energy is to the divine forest. Now, I'll give him a picture.
Okay.
So that our viewers can see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
All the energies, our people know all the energies. So a clay tablet is made.
A clay tablet.
A clay tablet. Up to today, our people.
So it wasn't a one-time thing that came from. They do a clay tablet.
And they do every year a clay tablet is designed, is done.
Okay.
Very square. And up to today, this is still done in Kliko.
Wait, you mean there's a group of people that still write on this clay tablet instructions?
I'm telling you, there is, and we will go there.
No, we've actually been there, but we didn't see.
But I'll show you when you see his picture, you will see. So they sit down, the numbers, it wasn't a writing, but they will identify all the energies, acknowledging all the energies.
In quotes.
In quotes. In that, you will see that it is, you see white, blue, and red. And these are the colors of the energies most of the time. So they do it, all of them has a meaning. So once it's designed, once it's done, the first person who lead the procession to the divine forest holds what the Bible, let me use the word, the Bible call as what? The broom of destruction.
Wait. That is in the Bible?
That is in the Bible. You see, so you see that
the broom of destruction?
It's in the Bible.
But if you go to every shrine, they put the broom there. You can see the broom from the palm tree. Man.
The broom of destruction, that is how it is called in the Bible. And I'll give you the Bible verse. I will give our people the Bible verse so that they will go and read whether these Ashkenazi Jews in the...
No, because I've taught them about the power of the broom.
Yes. This broom is in the Bible, but it's called the broom of destruction. And the reason why they call it the broom of destruction is during the procession, it has the power to neutralize all other negative energies on the way.
So wait, I wish I had a broom. So what you're literally saying is that let's imagine this is a broom.
Yes.
And the procession is going.
Yes.
Right? And if somebody is with a broom and is sweeping the way, what a person is literally doing is clearing the energies before they even walk into that way.
It's not even sweeping, they are just holding it.
Just holding it?
They're just holding it.
Not sweeping.
Not sweeping.
Just holding it.
You don't joke with that broom.
Man. Guys, listen.
So, in the ancient time, what happened was, Aaron, what they call today Aaron, was the one holding the broom of destruction when they were procession to the divine forest.
This is our culture. This is our life.
And the same way apply. You see the first one holding the broom of destruction when the procession to the divine forest at Kliko. So then you see followed by the chief priest.
You got to make a trip to Kliko, guys. You got to make a trip to Kliko.
The chief priest or the chief high priest then holds the tablet in possession, then followed by all the followers, everybody who is there. And you can see thousands of people when it is time.
So wait, what was on these tablets?
That's why I said it will identify all the energies.
No, I asked this because you told me the other day that when they make the divination, the inquisition,
yes,
and the energies speak, they document these things on the tablet.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, that's a different.
Yes, that is on the papyrus scroll. That is different.
That's on the scroll.
That's on the scroll. That on the papyrus scroll. That one is different.
Wait, so that's even different from the tablet?
No, that is even different from the tablet. The tablet is only prepared annually.
I know the original manuscript to what they used to write these Bible is the scrolls, the papyrus scrolls.
And that is what and it grows here, even grows here. And you saw it when you went to.
And it's people's divinational documents that became the scrolls that were kept in the libraries. And this became somebody's Bible that says that the Spirit came into them and they spoke these things.
That is it. And it's not anything else. These are people's documents, history books about individuals that have been written down.
So the tablet had nothing to do with any commandments being written?
No. The tablet has nothing to do with the 10 commandments falling from the sky or Moses downloading the commandments. And even if you read the Bible story very careful version, European version carefully, they say the first one, when Moses came with the tablet, it fell and it broke into pieces. And this time, the second one, he did a second tablet. It wasn't only one tablet that Moses. Now see the contradiction.
If the second one came from the sky,
if
the first one came from the sky, where did the second one come from?
The second one, according to the story, God asked Moses to do it himself.
So Moses made the clay tablet now. Where did he have the knowledge that this is how it's made? If he never saw it anywhere being made.
We are putting up the connection.
And if something is falling from think about it, listen.
The speed of that tablet.
And it didn't break. But Moses held it.
Moses turned into comfort notch and just grab it somewhere from.
But wait, Moses held it, and between his hands and the floor, it broke. But it came all the way from the sky and it didn't break.
So you see the contradictions. We are interrogating the lies. Because
when they bake the clay pot or the clay tablet, you hit it to the ground, it will break.
Definitely. So
man,
it's still
guys,
practice here. And hopefully next year, during the biggest Thanksgiving, we shall all go there and you all witness this massive, and probably we shall fly the drone and you see thousands of people. The same story that these people came to package and presented to us.
I saw a celebration yesterday.
Okay, yesterday.
And all the procession, I was looking at them like, wait a minute. This sounds like something that is written about a wall of Jericho that people went around the wall singing and dancing and praising. And I'm sitting there looking at, this is what they copied.
Yes, exactly. You can see nobody, you see, let me come here. Let's go to,
no, let me quickly read this, just for them to know, because they don't have the document. The word God was used to represent Greek theos and Latin deos in Bible translations. First, in the Gothic translation of New Testament by Ophalis. My research shows that the name God has nothing to do with a creator, but rather a Germanic idol, Gudon, was the name, and when you do a Google on Gothic Guden, Google will say the etymology is unknown. But the question is why? Guden gradually became Guden, so the spelling is a G-U-D-A-N.
Yes.
But now it became G-O-D-A-N and was shortened Good or God.
God.
By the King James and his 47 clergymen of the Bible translators. Over a period of time, it was adopted by the Germanic people of the British Isles as the name of their deity, deities. It is in the Latin word for God and deity. So deities is classical Latin and was generally referring to a deity. Deities came to be used for the Christian God. So now to the page you want us to go. I just wanted to read that, guys.
So you can see today everybody is saying God, 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 God. But we don't take our time to find out, to search where did it originate from?
Guden. Watch this. G-O-O-D is good.
Good.
G-O-D has become God. They're definitely trying to change something here.
They did.
Because we all know the word God is the same word as good, but just with an O. And good came from the Guden. Good. G-U-D.
Exactly.
Okay, let's continue. Where do you want me to read now?
So now we will look at 1 Samuel. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 12 verse 18.
1 Samuel 12:18, it says, Then Samuel called on the Lord, and that same day the Lord sent thunder and rain. So all the people stood in awe of the Lord and of Samuel.
Now,
this is telling me something you told me already.
Yes.
About the rain showing up somewhere. Okay, let me keep quiet. Okay.
No, go ahead.
No, go.
I would like you to do that.
No, go.
Because you're already in the mood, you know. That is it. You see, the ancient God of thunder and lightning in the mention in the Bible was originally known as Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yahweh. Now, then became Yahweh. Then we have Yahweh from it. Then Jehovah. Then Jehovah. Somebody will say, hey, where did this guy get this thing from? Let's move to the other document. This document is by the Oxford Journal. Oxford University.
The Oracle of Yahweh.
Yes, please. I would like
the Urim and Thummim. The ephod and the breastplate of judgment.
Okay, now let's hold on to this. Let's hold on to this and continue. Before, not knowing we shall interrupt this thing. Okay. So here is saying that Samuel, the translation, this one is the new
called and a God. And a God.
They say Samuel called, but the right translation is invoked.
And a God showed up with thunder.
Thunder, lightning, and fire. I know before the lightning and the thunder comes, definitely there must be a rain, a small rain somewhere. Papam. And this is when the children, according to the European version, the children of Israel were seeking for a kingship. And they were not trying to disrespect Samuel. Because isn't up to today, the kingship system was actually imported. In the ancient past, our kings were priests. Our kings were priests, and they have a lot of priests or diviners around them. So when there is issue, they do or we do what we call dufa. Dufa means you bring a lot of bokos together, and they do divination to find out what is the cause of this calamity. And all these things are written down. So the God of thunder and lightning, which was known or today is known in the ancient part as the God of thunder, is the Yahweh. We know this, and I've said how the name was corrupted, but just the first document, so that we look at I just wanted to use good. Just read the caption here and only the first paragraph.
Oh, it's Oxford Journal, Oxford
Yes.
University Press.
Yes.
The Oracle of Yahweh, the Urim and the Thummim.
See, look at the name. Just look at the Oracle of what?
Yahweh.
Yahweh. Yeah, it's spelled
Yeah.
Yahweh.
Yeah, Yahweh.
You understand? Aha.
You can see it. I don't know if you
Yes.
can see it.
They can Google it and it is there. Yes. So here they say, or the oracles of Yahweh instead of Yahweh. Because, well, it is not their spirituality. So they're trying to do some justice on it. But let's proceed. I'm just trying to do some connections. Then we can proceed from there. Then now we go to Jobu.
Job 37:4-5. It says,
Yes.
after that comes the sound of his roar. He thunders with his majestic voice. When his voice resounds, he holds nothing back. God's voice thunders in marvelous ways. He does great things beyond our understanding.
Is the thunder mentioned there?
Yes.
Well,
The voice thunders
the voice thunders
and resounds.
resounds. Because
So
of
echoes, the tender echoes.
that is his voice. Okay, we go to the next one.
1 Samuel 7:10, it says that while Samuel was sacrificing burnt offering, the Philistines drew near to engage Israel in battle. But that day the Lord thundered with loud thunder against the Philistines, threw them into such panic that they were routed before the Israelites.
Yeah, but it's not only the God of thunder, lightning, and fire, but it's a warrior. In the ancient past, he's the one who leads our army. So before our priest goes to war, our soldiers go to war, the priest perform certain rites for them. So with this, when they are moving and even the thunder strikes, it's people, nothing happens to them, but the enemy what? Goes.
Did you know that the Philistine god was Dagon?
Dagon. Yes.
And we have a people,
Called
the Dagonba,
Dagon.
the children of Dagon.
The Philistine actually is not the name. And let me put in here.
And funny enough, Dagonba and the children of Yahweh are all in the same land, in the same country called Ghana, West Africa.
And that is the truth. So you can see, let me borrow this from
And the
Osmafo.
Dagonbas
Yes.
are usually tall, like giants, like.
Does it fix the description of the Philistines? Okay. Exactly, it does so. So let me borrow the words of Osmafo
Benjamin.
In one of his presentations, he said the Philistines were the Dagombas, like the way you just put it. And then the God that they served then was what we just
Dagon.
mentioned. Yes. A lot of people insulted him, but it was just unfortunate. That's why I said that our people, we condemn and we insult people because we don't understand. Instead of taking time to research and to go deep into stuff, we insult it. But that is the truth. Now, okay, so now we go to the next one, which is called by his name. That is the caption.
Then all the people on the earth will see that you are called by the name, and they would fear you.
So that is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 10.
By the name of the Lord, which literally is Yahweh.
Yes, so go ahead, read again so that we all get
Then all the people on the earth will see that you are called by the name of the Lord. The Lord here is actually Yahweh.
You got
how
it?
you say it, yeah. And,
Okay.
And they would fear you.
Then let's go to 2 Chronicles.
If my people who are called
Yes.
by my name would humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I would hear from heaven and I would forgive their sins and will heal their land.
So if my people who are called by my name. Now let's do a little bit this thing here. The Mauga of thunder, lightning, and fire is known in the Everpilo language as the God of thunder, lightning, and fire. It's known as what? Yahweh. And he said, if my people who are called by my name, so which means you can get the name of his people. If I say people, people that he has assigned them specifically to work for him or to practice him. So when you spell Yahweh, the spelling of Yahweh, you can see it here. So when you take the Y, I think I'll show him the picture. When you take the Y from this, and you get what? Ever.
Oh.
Yes, so now we'll see. I want everyone to see how Yahweh is spelled. This is Yahweh. Now, if my people who are called by my name. So now, when you take the Y from the write-ups, you have a V. So you should be able to identify a particular people with their what? Their energy. And Yahweh is the God of thunder, lightning, and fire. So when we went yesterday, that is the holy place of the God of thunder, lightning, and fire, who is Yahweh. And this Yahweh, the spelling is what the research by the Oxford University initial spelling was Yahweh. They spell it Yahweh. So you can see the V, then it has to do with the vowels and the consonant. Yes, they couldn't differentiate between them. So they have to put their own ways of understanding into the alphabets, or let me put it that way, because in the ancient part, both Evers, accounts, and all that, we don't have J in our alphabets. These are European insertions. When the Bremen, so-called the Bremen Christian missionaries came, who came to develop another alphabet for us. Somebody who said, hey, these Europeans came to teach us or give us any alphabet. But the question is, when our ancestors or our fathers did the divination, they wrote it down in the past. Did we go and borrowed it from the European alphabet before they wrote it down? We were having names. Our people were writing their names. So they didn't come and teach us. What they came, they brought us their understanding, their concept of things. And that has been the order of the day.
Let me show you something. It says that, and I will put a new tongue and correct their speech, and I will put my name on them, and they will be called by my name. So you breaking it down to get to the name Ever. This is powerful.
Well,
but the only thing, you know me, you know where I stand with the Bible, just somewhere. But we are just trying to show you
exactly
the tool they used to program you. And when you decode the same tool they used to program you, what you literally find out is that the very tool they were using to enslave you is actually your story, your lifestyle, everything that has got to do with you. Listen, our time is up. Time is running up. I don't know if you have any last words.
No, we'll be coming back again.
We'll take it up the next time. You know I love you guys, always.
One love.